Angel Studios certainly made a splash with Sound of Freedom, but can they repeat the success with Cabrini? That's right, Mother Cabrini biopic, an epic, epic tale that I'm going to tell you about right now. All right, I am Pops, and I've been reviewing movies for over 20 years. And let me tell you what, this may be one that I will have to take note of because Cabrini is definitely a remarkable epic from such a small studio and something so heavily rooted in religion and faith. It is not a movie that is preaching or proselytizing in any way, shape, or form. It's telling the story of Mother Cabrini, this nun who is so passionate and idealistic that it upsets the Vatican. It's upsetting the advisors, her archdiocese, it's the officials, everything you can think of. The strong woman stuff is, is so in your face. Yet at the same time, it's historically in your face. Like it really was something and a story that needed to be told. And I'm really happy that they did. So I wanted to run through some of the sequences and some of the pieces to give you a little bit about this. It's about 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's a little long. Film is not going to be for everyone. It's a lot of Italian, especially in the first 45 minutes or so, a lot of Italian. But this is a beautifully shot film. This is a beautifully epic shot film. This is early in the film, setting up the tragic loss of orphans and how a child would lose both parents and what happens. And there's a great story that's happening that she goes to I think it's a New York Times reporter. Anyway, whatever. A reporter who writes a story about how uh, they're treated worse than rats. And they're basically like sewer rats, these children. Fascinating how well done it was, and moving, and you're just on this journey with Mother Cabrini is this main nun, she has other nuns that are with her, but look at the cinematography. Um, this is just, uh, has breathtaking moments. It can feel tedious to someone who does not care for that type of filmmaking. Alejandro Monteverde does not hold back. This is a Catholic film. This is an Italian Catholic film. This is about the Vatican. This is about a mission and the fight in the church about overstepping their bounds. And then once she gets to America, the conflict with the politicians, because there's already prejudices, an anti Italian sentiment, an anti class sentiment. These are like just sewer rats, like the dismissed group of humans that they don't need to care about. And it puts them at odds with the mayor, puts them at odds with the local officials. They have a fundraiser that's shut down at one point, but it's driven off this emotional journey that you go on through these visuals, dark and damp places. The seriousness in her face is it's just it's truly great. Um, These are the shots that you saw in the trailer. Um, this is the early part where she's being telegrammed. Now, she goes to the Vatican early on in the film, and she's pitching her case again about going. I think she's trying to get to China because she believes that's where the crisis is the worst. They're like, no, we have this feedback. We want you to go to New York. So the story is centered mostly around her and this passion, and then her and the nuns going to New York. But they definitely take you into the Vatican. They move you around through the politics and how that's going to work with the Pope. He is portrayed as a very good man. He's portrayed as someone who is trying to be compassionate to her vision. He has a great line about not knowing exactly where that is and her ambition begins. Like, where is her faith? So it's done very well. I don't know anyone from the church point of view that's painted badly, but look at the way they handle. Um, they move away from Ellis Island. They move away from that to give you that separation feeling. It is beautiful shots, but as I said, it is a pretty slow film in the sense of it's an epic biopic film. This is a horse historical epic with a lot of foreign language, a lot of translation. This is what the atmosphere is like. It is not an uplifting, positive sort of experience. Um, so it can be a little rough. This is not going to be a film that so it's not as awkward or disturbing or unnerving like Sound of Freedom was because it's so historical. So it's so far removed from where we are now. But I think he's asking the same questions. I think he's asking, what are we doing about the least of these? Who is the current Mother Cabrini that we should be listening to? I think that is a lot of what's underlying here. And the film does a good job of talking about how, you have police officials like, we're just not ever going to deal with this, whatever. Um, so yeah, this was just, and the nuns are actually really, really good. They don't have a lot of roles that really matter. John Lithgow is going to be the biggest name you would know, and he plays like the mayor. And other than like the final scene or so, he's really irrelevant. There's an archdiocese who's really at odds with her pretty much the whole time. And I love this one-uppance that they constantly play about, oh, I got a letter from the Pope. Well, I don't really care, that kind of stuff. So overall, where do I feel? Um, I wish it had been shorter. And by that, I mean, like, you don't cut whole segments out of the film. What you do is, you know, 10 seconds becomes 7, minute and a half becomes a minute. And over time, you end up with like a 2-hour movie. You can just speed some of those shots up. You could move a little quicker through some of that story. I don't know if there's anything. I think the first 2/3 of the film sort of like plods you along through all of that. There's not a lot of action. So it feels very heavy. And then in the end, when a couple things sort of line up, because she's talking about getting ministry and orphans, saving orphans and medical care and hospital, and it abruptly moves really quick near the end of the movie. So the pacing is probably the biggest thing, the foreign language, and the fact that it's a heavy epic drama. I almost wish it had been squeezed in for the Oscar time, but it probably would have just been drowned out by all their movies. So it's kind of nice to see it kind of land around when the Oscars are going to be out and overs, because it's going to be like a film that people can go see. So um, if I have to rank it out of my 5-star system, I'm going to go 3.5. If that is your flavor of film, if you're into that kind of drama and whatever, I'm going to go at least a 4. Um, I don't know how rewatchable it feels for us. We were discussing this, Mrs. Pops and I watched it, and we were like, I just wish it was a little faster and there's less of it. It just felt, you know, tedious is I guess the best way to say it's because there's just not a lot cut. I feel like it's still like a director's cut. I feel like we could just shave, even if it's 10 minutes, I think would make a difference. Um, I wish there was more about any of these extra characters because it's so centric on just her. I care about other characters like the nuns and whatever, but not to the point where like, she has a prostitute that she kind of takes under her wing and rehabilitates. You're supposed to care about her, and I pretty much do. It wouldn't it wasn't as fulfilling as I had hoped for. But this is a very solid follow and very fast. If you figure out how fast Sound of Freedom was out, the success it had, and the fact that this is being done, they filmed in Rome. I mean, this is not some on the cheap production or anything like that. This is Oscar caliber quality of set design, cinematography, costuming, editing and sound. This is all of that. It's all the technical aspects of that. If the negative would be just the fact that it is a very heavy, sort of bloated biography type project. So that's my take on it. You guys, if you get to see it, you guys can let me know. I love hearing from you. I am Pops.